Hi. Got music. Where can I just lower that a little bit? There we go. Yeah. It's very. Oh no, it's because music stopped. Sorry, didn't think about that. Yeah, I don't really know what we're doing today. We'll be doing things though because yeah. My social anxious ass. Oh fuck! I clicked on something. Oops. Didn't happen. No one knows. Nothing happened. Why would anything ever happen? Anyway. Yeah. No, yeah. Mostly I'm doing this because my therapist told me that I should do more social things, and yeah, streaming social, whoa, totally, yeah. This is not a social activity. It's helping my social anxiety. We're gonna stop there, yeah. Yeah. She also wanted me to, she wanted me to go on a bus more and stuff, but you know, it's basically the same thing. You know? Exposure fair, whatever, it's the same thing. All of this, yep, it's happening. We're seeing the, yep. It's happening. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's fine. I don't need to know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna, you know, do shit. But I don't really know what yet, because I haven't figured that one out. Yeah. Right now I'm legitimately looking at my desk being like, should I take energy? Just energy. No, I don't need energy. I need bubbles. That's what I realized I have bubbles, and so now that's what I figured. That's what this stream needs, is bubbles. Because who doesn't need bubbles, honestly? I feel like that's the biggest... Bubbles. Now there's gonna be soap all over my desk. But that's fine, because I've got bubbles. There were no bubbles. Yeah, that's kind of sad. I wanted there to be bubbles, and that there just weren't. Why am I not managing to blow bubbles? What's happening? Now I managed to blow a few bubbles. Also, I love this bubble container because it was kind of an impulse buy. But anyway, it's a crocodile and it has green soap water in it, so therefore it becomes, yeah. I like bubbles. They just broke. I saw them and then they just disappeared in front of my eyes. Well, they break really quickly, these bubbles. That's kind of sad. I need to get more bubbles. I think it's just soap and water, so I probably won't, or like, I think I'll be able to make more without too big a problem. But still, need more bubbles. Because who doesn't need more bubbles? I wonder if you can have like a thing where you have bubbles that you can click on screen. I want that. I want a bubble clicking game. Is there a bubble clicking game? This is, I promise, the most important things that I can be doing right now. Bubble popping game. Yeah. Bubbles. Not those. I want bubble, not this stuff. Yo, no. This wasn't what I wanted. It exists, but it's not what I want. There to be like blow bubbles just all over the screen that you can just. Yes. You know, that's a good question. What I'm saying, don't know. Never actually figured that one out. Yeah, I don't barely ever understand my own brain. So whatever comes out, and we're hoping it's understandable to anyone other than my brain. Kind of. I don't know. My brain isn't functioning. It's fine. I just need energy. It's gonna help everything. It's not gonna make anything more difficult to understand, I promise. And we're on track. Yes. My brain's going 60 miles an hour, but that's fine. Yes. Bubbles. I don't remember what I was talking about. There was something about bubbles and a game. Oh yeah, right. I wanted the bubble popping game, which is just on your screen, just on your desktop normally, just bubbles. Just like, what are they called? Like soap bubbles? No, they're... Yeah. So activated. I am so functioning right now. This is my social anxiety plus energy plus, I don't know, something else. Yeah, I would like, soap bubbles, like, they're not called soap bubbles. Like, the ones that you blow, like, wait, those ones. But now I probably got that in my monster. Whatever. It's probably not dangerous. Anyway, I want those to pop up on your screen just randomly, and then you have to pop them and you get like points. That's what I want. I want a game that's just constantly on my screen so that I can randomly be like, bubble. I popped it. Yeah, I think this is an idea. This is something that I can go far with it. Yeah. There's an extension for that? Wait, what? What is this called? I need this. Wait. Twitch. Extension. Fuck dyslexia. It's fine. I'll figure this. Oh no, I have no idea if that, but that's a good question. Maybe there is one and I need that. If it exists, I need it. I don't think it exists. Oh, that's sad. But it feels like that should be a thing, doesn't it? Like, I feel like more people than me gotta have thought about that. Like, at some point, more people have just gotta have thought of that. What are the bubble things on Twitch? What is this? Bubble text allows streamers to install interactive speech bubbles in their stream. Viewers can then receive... What? No, this is not what I want. I don't want personalized bubbles. What is this bullshit? No, I want popping bubbles that I can tack because I have nothing functioning in my brain and I need to see a bubble and just pop it. Oh, I should do something. I was gonna do something. I don't remember what I was gonna do, but that's fine. Oh, you're not into bubbles? You should learn to be into bubbles. I feel like this is a thing that the humanity needs more of. Just in general. Just people who are into bubbles. Nothing else. Just bubbles. Nothing else matters. Everything should be bubbles. This is such an idea. I have a business plan. I'm gonna make a... Yeah, exactly. You need... Yeah, that's one of the points of bubbles. You can pop them. So they just go... This is such a business plan. I'm just gonna make a company that's just revolving around bubbles. But not normal bubbles, because that's boring. Like, fancy bubbles. This is and then you can have different tasting bubbles. Oh, I'm from Sweden. But you can have different tasting bubbles and like different colored bubbles, and then it's just all of the things of different bubbles. Just bubbles. This is such an idea. I should not have had a monster. My brain is going 60 miles an hour. It's either this or I'm falling asleep, so honestly that was a gamble. Yes, the country of PewDiePie. That is exactly where I'm from, yes. I love that that's also the function of this. That's what we got. It's kind of true though, it's all we got. I mean, I guess we have other things, but What really have we got? We've got too much snow, that's what we got. Brain function. Yes. Oh yeah, it's just caffeine and sugar, but it's fine. My brain goes brr, and that's fun. See, I was gonna do one of the. I found this at the store not too long ago. It was just an energy shot, and I was gonna blend that in my Monster. But then I remembered that either I'm gonna legitimately fall asleep in like 10 minutes, or I'm gonna be flying everywhere and just be like bouncing off the walls. So I was like, no, maybe not. Maybe we don't die today. You know, I have school tomorrow. I gotta be alive for that. Oh, that's probably sounding. Sorry, that was not. I didn't think about that before I started playing on the mic. That's dumb. It was just. Yeah, probably being too close for that. But honestly, I'm young. Who gets a heart attack this young? You know, no one gets a heart attack before like at least 25. Also, 25 is not that old, but you know, can still have a heart attack at that point. You know, no one stopped me from having. I mean, actually, no one's ever. No, I don't. Okay, I don't know enough about medicine to be talking about this. I feel like I need to like go a medicine course before I start making caffeine. I mean, yeah, but like, how much caffeine is too much caffeine? You know, like I doubt. God, I'm not understanding this. 1% caffeine? That's not what this means. It just means there's 1% caffeine in the bottle, right? No, energy. Where's the caffeine? Wait. Where's caffeine? I can't find caffeine. Coffee? Caffeine? Coffee? I don't know. Let's see what's aromer. I can't find it. It might be my dyslexia, but I also just can't find it. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. I mean, how much danger can you end up in? I'm not even on any other medication right now, so, like, nothing to blend things with. That's good. You should never blend things. That's bad. That I know. Never blend things. Don't blend stuff. That's usually where things go wrong. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if I can... I want to start like I'm gonna start this bubble idea. I feel like this is like a good idea. I've also very much just gotten stuck on this bubble idea in my brain. Paint. This is where you make all your best ideas is in Paint, I promise. True. Milk banana, good blend actually. Very good blend. Just actually a lot of just fruits with milk in the blender. That's a good blend always, you know? There's very few things that can go wrong with that. Yes. You know, like, because if you... Yeah. No, I wanna... How the fuck do I... That's not what I want. That's not what I want. It's also not what I want. Okay, I'm not... No, yep, this functioned, I promise. I didn't accidentally click on something that I didn't want to click on and then fuck it up and pretend this didn't happen. No one heard anything. Window capture. Paint. Thank you. Fucking hell, now I'm blending my languages too. That's just amazing, actually. Oh, fuck, that was not what I wanted at all, actually. Wow. Well, let's just pull that down. That was not what I was planning on doing. If I move this way, can we... Yeah, there we go. There we. If I blend, okay, this is a bit scuffed. This is fine. I planned this beforehand. I didn't just get an idea and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this now because I have nothing better to do. Because what else can I do with life? Okay, Mike, come here. Thank you. There we go. Yeah. Now, see, this is where you. This is how you do the. How you do the thing. Yeah. Why want? Okay. I'm totally not having troubles right now. Nothing is going wrong. Yep. Nothing has gone wrong ever. We're just gonna. I'm just gonna put that one. Why did I take that out? Let's just put it back. Can I? Please? Thank you. There we go. I did it. Nothing's gone wrong yet. I accidentally drew, but that's why did my thing do this? See, now this is question. That's why it did that. That's an interesting thing for it to do. Anyway, there we go, and then we'll just put chat there. There we go. What am I drawing? I don't really know yet. Well, I do. I'm gonna. Okay. Now we're gonna make a business plan here. As if I know how to make a business plan. This is what we're doing. Okay. No. Business plan. We're gonna start with the bubble. This is not how you spell. Yeah, bubble. This is great. If there is a writing tool, but that's not the point. We're not gonna use that. What we're gonna do here is bubble. What people want in bubble, they want color. Color. I don't know if this is how you spell. My dyslexia is strong right now, but that's fine. Yeah, people want color. What color? Do people want? They want wine red. This is a very small thing. Let's make it bigger. They want this color. This is the color people want when they have bubble. But don't you worry, there's more color that people want when they have bubble. They want this color when they see bubble. This is what they want. And they probably want like a green color, I don't know. But then you also want to be able to blend these color, which is why you also need a yellow color, because now we have basically the entire of the... Rubber cement. What's rubber cement? So no, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. So the bubble, that's such a good idea. Not popping bubbles. Wait, no pop. This is, yeah, this is, yes, no pop. No popping bubble. And then we have the bubble in these colors, but you need to be able to blend these colors in the machine. You make machine here. It be putting out like color here, I don't know. Yeah. And then it's just like machine. It has like cogs and stuff in here. I don't know. In college, I guess. Wait, that depends on which country you're saying college from, because I'm pretty sure they're different. But I don't think so. I'm in a school that's after high school technically, but also very much. Oh no, I gotta think. But it's like not a college. Yeah, but like it's not, because we have universities in Sweden are, I believe, owned by the state, and I'm going to a school that is not owned by the state, so therefore, kind of not, because it doesn't have like the same ability to give out, grades and stuff. I don't know. I go to acting school. It's like, does it ever have a university or college thingy? No. Yeah, it's like a private institute, but it's like also not private because it can't really be private, so something has to own it, like a bigger, it's like we're complicated. We don't like things being privately owned, but we want them to be able to be privately owned. We're a bit interesting in Sweden. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what I'm dead. But this is my machine. I'm such a good drawer. So yeah, it's sure. I believe in you. I believe that what you just wrote is a word that I understand. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that's right, actually. I believe. I believe. Yeah. It is. Yeah, also, it's very clear that I'm not an art person. I mean, yeah, of course I audition for roles, otherwise I'm never gonna get a job. I mean, yeah, that'd be. But it's also kind of annoying because in Sweden we don't have like really have. What is it called when you have like a person who helps you get roles? Like you don't really have those here. Like you don't sign. You most of the time you're like your own boss and you just work yourself and have to figure out how to get out. Yeah, your own manager. You're always gonna be your own manager, so you don't have another manager. So it's a bit interesting to be an actor in Sweden. No pop. It's it's good to a certain extent, but it's because like you won't get taken advantage of by some person, but you also don't get that extra help with people who might already be in the industry and stuff. But then again, you can also go up and talk to most people in the industry, like basically whoever they are. Like they can be really high up because Sweden is so small. So like even you can basically go to talk to anyone if you're in an event or something where other people like that are. So most of the time, it's not that big of a problem. Sugar. Color, no pop. Flavor, we want flavor. Flavor. Kind of. Yeah, flavor. What flavor do people want on bubble? These are gonna be edible. Yeah, sure. This is. I believe in this bubble system. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, basically, yeah. Technically, I could be able to do that. I mean, we're very. I mean, you don't talk to people in Sweden, but if you do, like most people are very chill. Like because we have the U law or U thingy. We made like a thing where we're like, oh yeah, we're only like we don't do like honorifics and stuff. Like we don't use sir and ma'am. Like that's bullshit. We don't do that. Everyone is you, basically. Like I could say you to the king, and no one would bat an eye. Actually, some people might bat an eye to just specifically that example, but like no one cares. So because we're very much like, oh, everyone's a human. No matter your rank in society, you're a human. So I guess technically I can go up and talk to basically anyone. But then basically all Swedish people are also very socially anxious and will not talk to you unless you talk first. I mean, yeah, it's pretty progressive, I guess. Could be more, I mean, a lot of things could be more progressive, but I guess it's never gonna stop being able to be more. Like, yeah, I don't know. But I guess it's pretty progressive. It's a progressive. The caffeine is kicking in. Wow. Progressive. And yeah. Flavor. We want strawberry, because who doesn't like strawberry? Except I don't have the energy to try to write strawberry, so we're stopping at straw. What other flavors do people like? Blue raspberry, because why not? B raspberry. B ras. Yeah, B ras, that's concept. Everyone will know what that means. I mean, everything is a hierarchical like society. We're all in a hierarchy. I don't know what this word is actually pronounced like in English. Fuck, hierarchy. Is that right? Maybe, I don't know. We'll pretend I'm saying things correctly. I guess all societies are like inevitably kind of hierarchy. Like they're a hierarchy because you technically have to, because someone has to be on top always. Hierarchy. That sounded so much better. Thank you. Hierarchy. Yeah, because in general someone has to be on top. Otherwise, society doesn't really function. So in a way, like we still have the hierarchy. We don't really. We try not to build everything else around it. Like it is a middle stone because you need it, but it's not everything. So, like, of course, if I'm in a workplace, there's always going to be someone above me. It's just logical. But then outside of that workplace, or even in that workplace, I should always have the right to speak up what I think. Because my right to believe that, oh, maybe we could do this in another way is still... Oh yeah, we could definitely, it's definitely a possibility to try and make a circular power structure, but I think it's going to be difficult right now to just change that, because we are we're so ingrained in this system that already exists, and I know that's like something we gotta get away from, but I think it's gonna be difficult to just like be like, whoa, we're switching now, good job, like let's just switch it immediately, because that's just, you know, it takes a bit of time, I guess, to stop that. But then again, it's a very interesting concept to be able to change the entirety of society, and if we got to start over with all of society, I think it'd be really interesting to try and function it in a different way than what we've chosen, because I don't know if the hierarchic way, it's not how you bend that word, I don't think that's maybe the best way to do that. Because I feel like because hierarchy inevitably is not built on democracy. It's just not. And I personally believe in democracy, and I think that would be easier to function. I think it's easier to function a circular power structure if you have a democracy to begin with, but since basically nothing in this world is started with the democracy, we can't really function to change everything immediately. It's like, I think the school system should change in basically every country. I think the school system in Sweden should change, definitely, especially in different other countries. We have a pretty good system, but it's not good. But I also know that if we were to change that, we would basically have to have, like, because we would need to relearn a bunch of teachers, like re-educate teachers, so teachers work in a different way than they do now, and that would cause people to have like a few years where people don't have teachers, and that's the problem. We can't just have a few years where we don't have teachers, because what are we gonna do then? But technically I think we should, I would like to be able to start over, but I get the problems in it too. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Now I'm just... Yeah, we could teach them on the job, but that's also... that would mean... Because to make teachers function in a way that's actually practical, we would first of all need all teachers to go through a psychological evaluation to see that all of them function around kids, because that's a huge thing. Teachers aren't tested to function around kids. I mean, I think personally that they should, because, well... yeah, I think it's pretty logical, like, you know. And probably half of the teachers we have right now aren't gonna pass that evaluation, which means we're half the teachers away, and we already have too few teachers in basically every country ever. So I don't think I'm pretty smart. I just think I'm good at putting out ideas and then pretending like I know what I'm talking about. But also, I think this is something that I've thought about a lot, and I talked a lot with people, different people about it, because I think it's an interesting idea, and I have a lot of people in my life who are very interested in this. So I've heard a lot of different sides also. And then, of course, I've just been to school myself, so I know. I mean, I guess it's a sign of intelligence, yeah. I mean, I don't know which one. I know there's 9 intelligences. This I remember from when I went to school, other school years ago. But it's also all I remember and nothing more than there is IQ intelligence, there's EQ intelligence, and there's music intelligence, and that's only 3. And I remember there was supposed to be 9, so I don't know what the other 6 are. I mean, yeah, but I mean, logically also probably my ideas aren't new, because someone else has probably said them, and I've probably picked them up from somewhere. Because, yeah, I mean, probably I've picked them up from somewhere. Then I've probably also picked up from different ideas and then put them together myself. But that's also probably not a new idea, because basically nothing is new anymore. We're too many people, and we have too similar minds, because our brains basically work the same. Yeah. This just went to like a political rant so quick. I don't know what happened. I'm just like, let's just keep talking. No, but yeah. I wonder. Now I'm interested in what the 9 intelligences is. I got confused. Now I'm intelligences. This is so not how you know. I don't think this was what I was trying to write. Genesis. There we go. I just can't spell. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess that's also true. That is definitely a way to see it, at least. I don't know, it's all dependent, though, on different things. It's so very personal and depending on what different people think, so I don't think it's ever really... Like, of course, it's because it's gonna be put in by other people, because we're influenced by other people, so it's very true what you're saying there, that it's gonna be the beginning of something else that you then put together yourself, but that was not a sentence. That sentence did not make sense. But we're gonna skip it, because we're gonna ignore that my language skills didn't really hold up there. Now I'm gonna read the 9 intelligences, because I got interested. Also, are these actually 9? This doesn't seem... It's 9. I can count. Wow. Spatial. Visual, the world in 3D. Okay. Naturalist, understanding living things and reading nature. Yay. Lucy, yeah, I guess I'm a little bit woo a lot of the time. My brain doesn't go one. It doesn't function one wavelength. It does like 6 at the same time, and then I get confused. Musical, discerning sounds and their pitch and tone and rhythm. Logical, mathematic, which I'm assuming is IQ, but I'm not entirely sure. Qualifying things, making hypotheses and proving them. Briggs-Meyer's personality? No, I don't know what that is. I just searched for the 9 intelligences. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. I remember learning it in school in 9th grade at some point, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. Existential. This is an intelligence. Tackling questions of why we live and why we die. This is a great thing to just... That's what we want to think about all the time. My anxiety wants that, always. Sensing people's feelings and motives. Interpersonal. I'm not good at that. Well, sometimes I am. Oh, it's the INFP, Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I mean, no, I've done that test though. I don't remember what I am. I remember it's an I in the beginning. That's all I remember. And then I don't. Probably I don't even really remember what it did. So you know, bodily kinesthetic. That's not. I mean, I think all personality quizzes and stuff, like personality tests, are a scam, because I don't think you can put someone's personality into a box. I don't think that's a function. Like, if we were able to box personalities into like a little just like here it fits, then we would have done that. Like, there's like 60 million different personality tests, and they're all different. Especially, I think maybe that one is more likely to be functioning because there's exactly, it's a spectrum, so it's never gonna function, but that one is at least a few more. I feel like there's quite a lot of them, but I don't know how many there are, because a lot of personality tests are like, oh, we have 3 personalities that you can fit into, and you're like, yeah, sure, every person on this earth fits into one of these 3 categories. I don't believe that. Like, that seems impossible, actually. Like, I don't know how many there are in the biggest one, but I mean, there's 4 letters, and every letter is like, I don't know. How many are there? Now I'm gonna Google this. I'm just gonna steal whatever you wrote, because I don't have the energy to try and spell. So, yeah. Or just, no, I can't copy there. That was annoying. Oh yeah, cold reading, yeah. Oh, I love psychic things, because I think it's so funny that people believe things, like, because everything they say can fit on anyone. Like, it's so vague. Like, it's always the vaguest answer to things. It's like, it's the same thing with astrology. I think that's so funny. Like, when you read astrology for the day, which one, like, I could read any of those signs and they would probably fit me, because it's so vague. It's so extremely vague. It's just like, oh, you have sometime in your life been happy, and you're like, yeah, everyone has. What is this? Oh yeah, they definitely do, which is just, it's sick, and you shouldn't be doing that. People shouldn't be doing that. It's like, it's kind of like all scam artists in basically everything, like people who scam people of money and stuff. Like, they're also always feeding off the most vulnerable people, and it's so sad that it works. But it's like so funny. Sometimes it's like when you get like an email, and it's like, oh, I'm a prince from whichever place, and yeah, oh, I'm gonna send you like $1 million, and you're like, where's the likelihood that you're gonna do this? Like, how did this happen? You know, like, and then it's so sad that some people believe it, because it's just, I mean, they're always like old people or people who are like in a mentally not good place at the time, and it's really sad. But then you get the email yourself, and you're like, I'm not in that place, and that this email could ever, like, that's like that you thought this email was gonna work on me. It's funny, but it's sad that it does work on some people, which is annoying. So yeah, it's a bit difficult, you know. I just yeah. Oh, here, I found an intelligence that I don't have. It's a linguistic intelligence. Finding the right words to express what you mean. I don't know how many times I just sit there and be like, I know what I want to say. I don't know how to say it. I don't know which words to use. And then sometimes my brain goes really annoying, and it like switches. Like, when I'm speaking English, I'm like, oh yeah, and then I'm like, oh, but this Swedish word would work great here, because it tells me exactly what you want to know. But then I'm like, but you won't understand that, so I can't use it. It's so difficult when I'm talking to other people, or when I'm talking Swedish sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, this English word would work great here, and it would make everything better. And then it's just like, that wasn't good. It didn't fit. Oh, Bill Gates, wow. What, that's such a, because he had lost trust in his wife too. That's great. That's actually amazing. Yeah. No, it's just like, sometimes I just wonder, like, because like, why would I why me? Like, why? I feel like I need to be quite believing in myself as like a person to be believing that some celebrity or some, I don't know, like some prince just randomly is gonna choose me. Like, why? Like, there has to be a really good reason there, and I don't think that exists. It just doesn't. No. So it's, I don't know. But they can be so funny. They can be so extreme. Especially sometimes I message them back, and then you get the most funniest responses. It's great. Oh, it's also great because a lot of the time I will get it from like ancestors, like people who are in my family or something, you know. And then I get it in English, and I'm like, okay, wait, I'm sorry. Wow, why is this, like, why are you writing it? Like, there's no reason. Like, if you were my ancestor, you'd probably write in Swedish, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. So that's also it's always really broken English. Like, my English isn't amazing, but like that's sometimes on another level. Doesn't everyone visualize the world in 3D though? Like, is that an intelligence? How is that an intelligence? Like, of course, I mean, I know what everything looks like. I don't know, I don't get it. Yeah, well, yeah, we've all been there. Yeah, it's all bit. I also love how I'm talking, I'm thinking about this. I'm also reading the different intelligences to my right, which I don't know if this is a logical thing to have like different proofs. I don't believe in this, but whatever. I'm not gonna question it. I have it, and it has fun colors, so therefore I believe in it. That's not true, but it is differently colored. No, I don't think. Yeah, I think everyone visualizes in 3D, right? Like, why wouldn't you? It's just dumb. No, it's not. If you don't, it's not dumb. If someone doesn't do that, that's not dumb. I mean, if people don't do that, it's not dumb. It's not. You shouldn't say that. Anyway, but like, because everything is in 3D, so why wouldn't I see it in 3D? Like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I do this? I don't get it. Anyway, this is probably not. I mean, yeah, whatever. But then I also visualize weird sometimes. Because sometimes it's just black and white because I want it to be. I don't know. But yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. That sounds really cool. But also I feel like I'd get really confused. Like like you've seen how my brain flips around a little bit already. Or like how I don't really focus on things. And then also I see colors when people speak. That would be a problem. Like, that would be an insane problem. Because I'd be like, oh, color. Like, I'm interested by this intelligence chart that I have on my screen because all of the things are in different colors. All of the separated pieces are in different colors. So that's why I think this is fun. Is because it's colorful. It's not great. It's just not. Yeah. I made a knot. Oops, poofed the mic. I'm sorry if that sounded. I don't know if it sounds. I just always say sorry once I do it. Yeah. But it's so interesting, different things that people can do that you yourself can't do. Because it's so difficult for me to imagine. Oh yeah, you could do that, that's true. Just see the same color always. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. But like, I can't imagine being able to see that color. Like, I can't imagine in my brain how that would what that would look like. And that's so interesting to me because like, do you just see like a sliver of color, or is it like your entire, like all of your, like, as if I were to put on colored glasses? Like, is it like that, or is it like a bunch of lightning bulbs or lightning bolts of different colors? Like, what is it? Like, how? Because it's like in my brain, of course, because I can't do it, so I don't know what it would be like. So I'm just wondering, you know. And it's so difficult to see what other people see. Yeah, probably. I mean, a lot of people's brains are a little bit different, but then we're also very, very, very alike. I mean, yeah. I don't really know how brain works. I know a little bit how brain works, just because I have dyslexia. I looked up a lot about the brain because I think it's very interesting, and I think it's very interesting what different pieces of the brain can be affecting different things at the same time. Like, I find it very interesting. What is it? Is it right side? This side. I think it's this side. Here does a lot of right here does a lot of the like eye to brain functioning, like seeing something and then making it logical in your brain. And I know, like, oh, you're an AI engineer? That's so cool. Yeah, that's how you would make a better AI, wouldn't it? Just figure out how a brain works properly and then figure out how to make that function into machinery, I guess, technically. Yeah, because like, since it's like a tiny, there's so many things that can go wrong with such a tiny piece. Or like, not wrong, I guess, because we're all different and nothing's wrong, but technically something is wrong in my brain because I cannot fully see what is on in front of my eyes and then make it logical in my brain. Always. That's because there's something a little bit wrong with the receptor that takes that information. Or more exactly, certain parts of that like process of moving it forward back to the brain doesn't work at all, which is why it goes wrong in my brain when I read sometimes and other things. It's like I basically don't know left and right without, like, I always do this because this is my right hand, so I know I say hi with my right hand. And that's the only, I always do, just move my right hand if I need to figure out which side is right and left. So it's just, like, that's because that's a tiny piece in my brain that just cannot function which side is right and left without me literally thinking so hard about it. Yeah, it disorients me a lot, like, technically, yeah, because everything, because people say dyslexia is just reading and writing. It's not, because the reading and writing is just a very easy way to see it, but it's basically everything that I get in through my eyes that is supposed to give me information can go wrong. That's why, like, a lot of people who have autism or ADHD or things like that also have dyslexia, because it's like a piece of thing that just isn't working. From a map of a city by Gorans. Technically, I guess I could. I'm very bad at reading a map, but once I've gone, like, if I've gone from one place to another place and I've walked that distance, I will always remember that distance, basically. Like, I don't fuck up how to go there anymore. But if you were to give me a map and were to tell me, oh, go to that place, I'd be like, I don't understand what you mean. Like, Google Maps is shit for me, because also in Google Maps, the thing moves. So every time I look down at it, it's like moved, and I'm like, I don't know where I am anymore. I don't know where I am on this piece of thing. But technically, yeah, I guess I could. If I were to walk all over a city, I guess, yeah, I'd probably be able to find my way all over that city, at least. But I don't know if I could then do it out on a map. I don't know if I could, like, actually write it out on paper. I don't think I could do that. Because that's, once again, a thing that has to go through my brain into my eyes and function right. Yeah, it sucks. Like, honestly, Google Maps, I hate Google Maps. I always get lost when I use Google Maps, which is such a dumb thing, because it's like, also, it's so dumb because in Sweden we also, like, all through, like, our younger years in school, we learn how to use a map, specifically in a forest, for whatever reason. We're like, oh yeah, you need to be able to find your way in a forest with a paper map, because this is what people, and it always annoyed me, because teachers always were like, oh, well, what happens if you get lost in a forest? Then this is really good, when I asked why. But then I'm like, but do I have a map with me when I get lost in a forest? No, I don't. Anyway, that was not the point. But, like, then I end up in a city with Google Maps and I can't read it. And I've been, like, learning this for years, but I just can't function a map like that. It's just, it won't work. What would I do if I could shrink other people to ant size? Oh, I'd shrink so many people. Oh my god, I'd make my own little society. I could make a society with like a better political system. This is such a good idea, and you could build up the system that I want, but with tiny people, and they can't say anything against me because I'm bigger than them. Yes, I would play God. That is what I would do. Immediately. If I got that power, I would immediately play God. Because why not? A lot bigger? Yeah. I mean, see, the thing is, you don't shrink them immediately. I don't believe in God, no, actually I don't. But I think it's very interesting that people believe in God. I think the concept of belief is very interesting, and I get why people do it, but I don't believe. Yeah, but see, the thing with the shrinking people and them attacking you, I got this. See, the thing is, you don't shrink them immediately, you have a plan. You build up a little city that no one knows with walls, like big walls that are too difficult to... Yeah, like, that are too big to function, and then, so they can't get up. And then, this is when you've built the city that you're gonna make into your god place. And then you build it. Then that's when you start shrinking people and put them in one by one. And yeah. Oh, I can make my own belief system in there. Just make a little... This is what happens when you get shrunk. Wow. This is great, yeah. No, I believe in this is a great idea. Oh, I wish I could shrink people. That would be so fun. Oh yeah, I would be making Attack on Titans. That's legitimately what I would be doing. That's not the point. I mean, Attack on Titans, you know? I mean, you just make sure they don't have anything they can make weapons out of. I feel like this is, I mean, at some point it's gonna go wrong because all plans have a failing point and people are very good at finding that little crack in your plan. But like, I feel like I could go at least like a few years without people managing to escape my... But like, what are they gonna do, pinch me? Actually, I don't like when people pinch me. That probably would work. I mean, that's true also, humans can make a weapon out of everything. That's kind of the point of humanity. We did that. We just, yeah. But like, I think in a way, if I make a nice enough society down there so they actually want to stay there. Who I would put in that city? Oh, I don't know. I think I would just like to put everyone in there. That is also true. Humans just love hurting other humans. I think I would like to put different, like, people who are very different from each other's and see them figure out their fucking problems in a society that isn't as difficult a society we are in now. And so they could talk to each other and figure out why maybe, like, humanity is. You don't have to hate humans just because they aren't exactly like you. That's what I want to do. That's also an idea, but I feel like they would attack me if I shrink everyone. Also, I feel like there's gonna be issues if I start shrinking people and stealing them. People are gonna be like, where did this person go? This is gonna become a police issue, which you need to keep track of, because that can be a problem. That can definitely become a problem. Like, just, you know, what do I do when the police knocks on my door? Like, have you seen these people who have been kidnapped? And I'm like, no, they're not in my basement. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what? If you wanted to be shrunk to the size and I could, I would do it. Yes. You could end up in my weird society of trying to make people better people. Not that I should be the definition of what a better person is, because I feel like I probably have my own difficulties and not something that should function dependently on one person. Yeah, that's true, people might, but I'll shrink a bunch of psychologists. I'll just make sure that one of the bigger things we have are a bunch of psychologists who are in on my experiment, and they're in on it and they know what's gonna happen, and they have like everyone gets a psychologist, you know, who they can go and talk to and figure out what's happening, so they don't, like, yeah. Oh, if war broke out. I mean, war is basically inevitable. But I think I would pick everyone up and put them in a little box, and then they could sit there for in timeout for a bit, and then they would. That's how we solve all wars in the world. We put people in timeout. That works. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like put them in timeout with a psychiatrist, so they just. Why is this? Wait, why would it do that? Stop doing no. Why would it not let you send that? Why is my thing doing that? I don't get it. How do I stop it? What inspect? Can I do that? What does this happen? Oh god, that's not what I want to do. I did not want to deal with a bunch of things. I'm sorry. I don't know how to stop it. Did I put some settings somewhere? Fuck, I gotta go through my settings. I don't remember why. That's so not a problem that you're spamming that. Or that you're not even spamming, you did that once. Why did it say spam? Okay, whatever. It happened. Can't stop it. Yeah. Where were I? Oh yeah, right. Timing out the war people. Yeah, we would put them in a little box and they would have a timeout for like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then we put a psychiatrist in them with them in the box, and they would sit and talk out their issues about the war, and then they would be let out into society again, because I believe in rehabilitation. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they should have done in World War One. That should not have been such a difficult thing. It could have taken them like an hour and 20 minutes. I'm thinking a psychologist, like a talk should be about war should be at least an hour, you know? But like 1.5 hours maybe at the most. Like this is not a difficulty. Why didn't they do this? I'm so much smarter than they are. Or I'm not, because you would kind of crave someone to be a lot bigger than you can just pick people up and be like, no, we're gonna stop this now. Which doesn't exist. Which is also pretty good that doesn't exist, because it'd be pretty scary if someone just picked you up and put you somewhere. Yeah, no, I don't know if I want that. But I'd like to be that person. This is when the god complex comes in, yes. That I totally have. Yeah. I don't know. Energy. Yeah, but I think that's like, but then also if you were to build a little society, like you would have to build up all of the other things to it, and I don't know. I feel like maybe you should just put in a lot of children there. It would have been such a different. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like. We would have had so many different things. Like. I don't know. Like we technically have a monarchy in Sweden still. It's not like we really have though, because he has no power. But he is a king. But he has no power. He's just there. Oh yeah, we have a king. He just can't do anything. He gets to cut ribbons when something opens, and he gets to meet the people of other countries who come in and be like, oh, this is Sweden, and he goes, hello, this is Sweden. That's basically all he does. He doesn't have anything else, because we still have a democratic thing, so he is not allowed to say anything. He's not even allowed to vote. He's like, the monarchy, like, are the only people in Sweden who aren't allowed to vote are basically the royal family. They're not allowed to vote, because if they vote, they would be putting, or at least, I don't know if maybe they're allowed to vote, but they're not allowed to say what they vote on. Maybe that's it. There's something like that, because they can't put oh, this is what I voted on, so you should vote that too, because yeah, whatever. There's like a thing. It's also technically teachers aren't allowed to tell students what they voted on, because they're not allowed to give that influence on what they should vote on, because you're supposed to figure that out yourself. Though you do get to learn in school what the different parties stand for and what they do and what they want and how to do things, which also didn't help much, because I still didn't really know what to vote for when I got old enough to vote. But yeah. But it would definitely be a lot more monarchies, and specifically monarchies that actually have power, if World War One never happened. And there would be probably a lot less, our like machinery like functioning would be way less. We wouldn't have come as far as we have in technology. Oh yeah, it is. And it's, I don't know, it's just weird. Monarchy is a bit weird. I kind of get why we still have a monarchy in Sweden, and it's only because it's easy. Actually, it's legitimately because it's easy. Because if we didn't have a monarchy, we'd need to get a state person who just meets other people, basically, from other countries. And that would just take a lot of extra money to make a new system. That's the only reason why we still have monarchy. But also, I mean, does anyone care? Also, it's funny because people in Sweden don't care about the monarchy, but apparently people from other countries kind of find it like our royal family, and we're like, I don't know what our king's name is. Like, does it matter? We have a prime minister kind of thing, but he's like put in by voting, which means he is in a position of power over the democracy. So therefore, he would not be able to be in that position because it would be something about it could cause problems with the democracy in the country. So therefore, we don't want him to be the same person as the person who meets people from out of country, because that could cause problems, basically. So if we do that, we would have to have a prime minister and another prime minister, I guess, but they'd be different because they'd have to have different roles. Yeah, well, it's like if I meet all of the different people from other countries, I might start scheming with them. You know, like I might start being like, oh, well, if your country does this, then we'll do this, and we'll help each other out a little bit, you know. And we don't want that because we want Sweden to be independently ruled by the people, technically, like by a people's choice, always. So, yeah. I think that's how it works, basically. I'm not entirely sure on that one, and you should probably not listen to what I'm saying because I don't remember much. But our system is also like, we have to, like, I like the system we have, but it doesn't function. Yeah, I don't know if it's actually gonna work out that way, but you never know. But our system, we have like too many parties. Because if you look at the US, you would like there's basically two parties who can win. I mean, there are more parties, but there's always just gonna be these two parties who can win, because no one else is gonna get enough votes to win. And then that if one party wins, that's that party for those 4 years. We kind of do another thing, which is if you have more than 4%, like if your party has more than 4% of the votes, I think it is, you get a certain amount of people into the state, which causes, first, it's very good because every person gets, a two-party system isn't great, but it also is, like, we have so many parties that no party ever really gets enough power to be able to do anything, which means we sit with a bunch of people who have like 10%, and then we have 10 parties who have 10% that want 10 different things, and they have to try and talk out a function that's gonna function for all of them. I mean, that's also not how it works either. It's a lot of like, oh, someone has 20%, someone has 5%, someone has 16%, I don't know. It's very different. And actually this year, I think it was this year, I'm not sure, we had one that was pretty big. But yeah, but they didn't want the power, so they were like, nah, which I don't, we're not gonna talk about that, actually, that's dumb. Let's not talk about that type of politics. But anyway, so we have that system, which can work very well, or it can be, but everything takes like 16 years to get through anything. Oh yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. But also, do we? I mean, we don't represent our like ethnic and cultural groups enough. Like, I don't think we do. We have issues with that too, because we have like, I mean, we have the vad heter det? Original people from the country. That's not what it's called. The people who were here first, basically. Their culture is basically dying. I mean, not really ethnic. I mean, we have Samerna, which is they were here before us. Like, they were in the north of Sweden way before us, but they're basically dying out because we don't take care of them enough. And of course, when like indigenous, yeah, exactly, the indigenous people, but they're, it's very sad actually, and I wish we took more care of them and their culture and help them like thrive in our country, because they're also in our country, so they should work in our country. Like we should all be able to work together. But they were, first of all, destroyed a lot when the church first came to Sweden. Like we because when the first church first came, we became nationalistic in the beginning, and we were like, oh yeah, everyone should be Swedish and everyone should speak Swedish and do this, whatever. Which was of course dumb, and it's happened every country. It's always really sad. People died and stuff, you know. Oh, yeah. But and then of course there's people. I mean, people are always different, but I mean, yeah, we had Vikings, but we don't really have Vikings anymore. Vikings is kind of a dead breed. They don't exist anymore. Because I don't know. I guess they just stopped. Also, in Sweden, we were the spiritual type of Vikings. Like it's quite funny. We talk about like 3 types of Vikings. One pair was in Norway, one in Sweden, and one in Denmark. And I'm pretty sure it's the Norwegian Vikings were very much like fighting Vikings, like they attacked and stuff. The Danish Vikings were people who like sailed everywhere and like plundered and stole and like, you know, went everywhere. And then the Swedish Vikings were just like, yes, we have religion. So they were just like, yes, here we go. Let's believe in gods. Let's make a whole religion about different gods. So that was kind of funny. But yeah. But yeah, we have, because in the city that I'm from, we have a specific language, I guess, that is from Samerna. Oh yeah, we were the nerds of the Vikings, but I still, you know, you can still say you have Viking in your blood, you know, like that's all I need to be able to say. They don't need to know that I was the nerd of them. That's not point. But yeah, but in the city I'm live in, there was supposed to be like people who learned it, but I think there's only 2 people left who know that old language from the indigenous people. So it's quite sad. But I think they're trying to like teach more of the indigenous like youth the actual languages and stuff, because we wanna keep it, because nonetheless it's culture, you know. And once it's dead, it's basically dead. Like you're never gonna get that back. So it's better to keep it now than to regret it years in the future. Yeah. There's a lot of things that like would be, because like at the same time as I always believe we should be moving forward, I don't think we should forget the past just because we're moving forward. Because that's also like one of those things, like people who want to take away history because they don't want people to remember the bad things. Like that's just a way to make the future what happened in the history. Like we're just gonna redo it if we don't know what happened last time. And that's really sad. So I wish we could keep moving forward, but remembering everything in our past still. And maybe like in keeping things from the past, because everything in the past doesn't mean it's bad. It just might not be exactly what we wanted right now. So yeah. Why does this thing keep coming up with the socials? Because that's annoying me. I'm pretty sure I made that. That probably was so long ago I streamed. I don't remember what I've done with my settings. I need to look through that, and I probably should have done that before I started, but I didn't, so now we're here, you know? Yeah. This is great. But yeah. What were we... Yeah, they do only reinterpret it and not recreate, really. Like, if you... the thing is, though, if we don't, like if everyone were to forget like World War II and World War One and all of that shit, like everything that happened there, I think that we would start segregating and maybe not choosing the same people, but we would choose a group of people that we would choose to, and it would happen basically the exact same thing again. It might not be the exact same thing, but I think to a degree, a lot of it would be the same, which is sad. So I don't think we wouldn't really recreate it, no, but we would get such a close copy of as we can. Like it's not really a copy, but it's like it's the closest thing that you can imagine. Like I think that would happen again. Yeah, probably because we're more technically advanced now, like with other ways to do things, and maybe more, no, I don't want to say more humane ways, but maybe, actually no, probably not more humane ways to do things. That depends on what you mean with humane too. But yeah, none of that was humane, so I guess, yeah, it's just a sad time, honestly. Can I get this one to not be there anymore, because that's annoying me. Now I'm taking it. Also, my chat is not showing up in the chat box. Why is it not there? Oh, whatever. That's not the point. Oh yeah, they are really coming back, and it's also really, that's so upsetting to me. Like I don't see how another person can look at what happened during World War II and think, oh, I want to recreate this. I want to do this again. Like that is so weird to me. And I really find it interesting to try and see things from others' perspective and try and figure out why people are thinking the way they do, even though they don't think like me. But I just cannot put myself in those shoes to be able to think like that. Like, I can't. It's so difficult to me to be able to see how that would ever feel like a choice, even. Like, why would anyone choose that? Like, there's just no reason. It's so difficult. That especially that. And I know there's a new surge of it because I mean you see it everywhere all over the world. I mean I see it just where I live, you know. And it's such an interesting thing too, because like most of my life, like of course we've had problems with like LGBTQ and stuff. Like we've had that problem, like things like that, but it's become such a bigger problem in Sweden now than it ever has been. And it's just so weird that it's became so big again. Like, why? Oh yeah, they're going for an identity crisis, like, strongly. And I don't know if it's because people are just... I guess it's because people are scared of what they don't know. But, like, also... Sure, I'm also scared of what I don't know. Everyone's scared of what they don't know. Like, that's why most kids are scared of the dark, because they don't know what's in the dark. And they can't see in the dark, so they don't know what's there, and therefore they're scared of it. But at some point, like, I'm still somewhat scared of the dark, but at some point I learned that I can fix that problem by trying to maybe, like, put on a light, or... Yeah, that's exactly, people are so afraid of that. And it's so weird because self-perception and like just perception in general, it's so weirdly like one channel. I don't get it because I don't think one-sidedly, I guess. I don't get that because I think it's so very different. Everything is so different. Like everything can be seen from different perspectives and get different outcomes and still be very logical to me. But like, there's just certain things that just isn't. I mean, yeah, exactly. It's an illusion. That's what the thing is. Because someone's perception, like, even if you take me and like my brother, we have totally different perceptions. I mean, he's 10 years older than me, so he's gonna have like a entirely different perception just based on that age gap. But then also what he's done in life after he is like moved out, that's also gonna give him a different perception. Even though we have that same base of being like raised in the same family, we're gonna have vitally different sights on things, like ways we see things. but we have the same core. And that's why it becomes an illusion, because it's also dependent on every specific person. And since we talked about that earlier, about how like a personality can't be put into like a box, that's the same thing. You can't, since everyone is different based on different like things that we've done and seen and like met in life, therefore everyone's perception is going to be different. And that, but then in a way you have to learn to think of not just my perception, but also the perception of the person next to me. Like that's the thing. Like I try to think of the perception, like if I'm talking to someone else who doesn't believe like what I believe, I try to see their side of it, their perception, because I know that my perception can't be entirely correct, because it's based on a lot of different things and it may never be what everyone's gonna think. So I try to take something from someone else's perspective and see that too. But I don't get why people can't do that, because everyone doesn't do that. That's why people are so afraid of losing their own self-perception, because I still know what I believe, even though I also don't know, even though I can see why someone else might believe something else. I still know I believe something. That's just, and just because I happen to change my self-perception, maybe based on a conversation I've had with someone else, doesn't stop that from being my self-perception, because I still made that choice. Yeah, exactly. It's just because people are always gonna look at things differently. This is like my biggest problem ever in life. I've always been so, it's so annoying to me that people can't see that people think differently. And then I know that I'm not always like perfect, of course, because no one's perfect. And at times I also don't listen to other people enough, and I don't look from other people's perspective enough. But I do really try to do that at every opportunity I have. Oh yeah, sure, totally. Yeah, but it's just, it's such a difficult thing, because when like, yeah, yeah. It's like also, like, I get that we have the perception thing, but yeah, like, it's so different. Especially, like, countries can also get, like, a huge differency. Like, just being in different countries. Like, and I can see that too, because I understand that there's a certain cultural difference in different countries. But then there's also, like, countries that are basically the same culture as my country, but we don't have the same perception, and I don't understand where that is coming from, which I of course try to see anyway, but it's so difficult for me to see why someone would choose to entirely ignore someone else's thought process in something. Because I understand a lot of people, like, it's so difficult. Why are people difficult? What is brain? Why are our brains so freaking complex? It's so dumb. Like, our brains are just so very, they need so much, yet so little, and they take so much in, and then they choose to ignore so much. Like, why? Just why? There has to be like a reason, you know? And I don't get it. I don't, like, the brain is just so very, it's so very complex. Why is it so complex? I don't like complex things. It makes my brain hurt. My brain makes my own brain hurt. That's great. It's a great functionality of it. Yeah. But also, like, you know, oh, here's 8 types of intelligence, but this one is just as fun because this one doesn't have as many colors as the other one. Visual, verbal, interpersonal, musical, naturalistic, bodily, interpersonal, but this one doesn't explain things. I like this one where it explains things, plus it's 9 of them, and also it has colors. Who doesn't like colors, you know? I need this picture. Wait, how can I save image as? Here we go. Yeah, save it there. That's great. I'm gonna try and get my image. I'm gonna try, just because I like it, because it's colorful, and I want to add it, because who doesn't like colorful images? Brain. Now this is probably also gonna show up everywhere. Browse, thank you, place and thank you, place and thank you. Here we go. Yes, okay. This, because this thing, I've been looking at this thing for so long now, and it's making my brain go happy. So therefore I'm putting it here, because it's making my brain go happy. because it's colorful, and that's legitimately every reason it has to. But also, because this is also, now you can't see what I'm pointing at, because I'm realizing I'm pointing this thing, but you can't see that. That's not the point. Whatever. The green one. Oh yeah, and I can specifically point out which one I'm talking about. The green one. I'm like, does people not see the world in 3D? This is confusing to me. Maybe people don't. Do people see it in 2D, or do they like see it in 4D? Can you see something? No, 4D is feeling. Never mind. I mean, you can feel things too. Naturalistic. Is it? No, it's not. I don't think. And it's just confused. Understanding living things and reading nature. I'm like, what does this mean? Like, can I read trees? Like, is this the point? Or is it just understanding the like, the concept of living things, or the concept of like nature, like how nature functions, like, you know, the cycles of things? Is it that, or is it just like legitimately I'm going up to a tree and like feeling it? Like, what is it? I don't know. Musical, I get it. Like, that's like discerning, you know, seeing sounds, pitch and tones and rhythms and stuff, and understanding what goes together and how it functions and how it maybe causes emotion in other people and stuff like that. I know how that works, kind of, a little bit. I'm very bad at musical things, but I get it. And the mathematical thing, I get it. It's like the darker blue one, quantifying things and making hypotheses and proving them and stuff. Like, I get that too. Like, I get it. I also make hypotheses and then I don't prove them, because I don't want to have to deal with this actual. I could prove them. I should probably prove hypotheses. Actually, this entire stream has just been me talking about hypotheses and then not proving them. But that's not the point. Existential. Taking this question of why we live and why we die. See, now this is a question, and as someone who doesn't believe, like, doesn't have a faith, like, I'm an atheist, this is totally, like, that's a different question for everyone who has a different faith or different belief system, right? So, like, why we live, I believe we live to keep our species going, and that's it. Like, that's really why I believe we live, and I believe we die because things cannot stay forever. That's just, like, it wouldn't scientifically work for things to stay forever. Now, the concept of, I find it interesting that different religions, basically, some religions live to die, while some religions live to live, or die to live, or whatever. It's like a different thing. Because, you know, you at some point need to die, but that doesn't mean you need to stop living, while other religions are like, oh, well, you live all of this life so that you can die right, basically. I find that very interesting. And I wish to talk to more people who wouldn't scream at me when I ask questions about it. Like, more religious people who don't just scream at me. Yeah, that would be nice. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about existential life things. Sensing people's feelings and motives. This one, like, it's the color, magenta colors, shall we call it magenta? I think that's magenta. Anyway, the one in the middle down, interpersonal, sensing people's feelings and motives. That one I think is very interesting because you see, like, I don't think I sense people's feelings very well. I think I'm really, really bad at that, actually. But motives is a totally different thing to me. Like, I think understanding why someone is doing something is like one of the things that I'm pretty good at, like somewhat good at least. But then also, I know all of this, I feel like, from a like psychological textbook, kind of, like, not textbook, from like a like a logical standpoint. Like, this is what should happen in a person's brain. This is what should happen when someone does this. This is how a person should react. It's kind of like a lot of things, since I'm an actor and stuff, like, I go to school for acting, I learn a lot of, like, okay, this has happened, therefore this character should be angry. It's like the same concept of, like, oh, this is the motive because this person has done this and this person probably would want this, and why wouldn't they want this? So therefore I would have to, so it's kind of causing the same, like, that interpersonal thing. Yeah. So I get that, but like I suck at feelings. Like I really, really, really suck at feelings. Like I remember when I was younger and someone started crying, it was my worst fucking nightmare. Because then you'd have to like be nice to them, like not be nice to them. I don't have a problem. It was just the whole like, please, like I would just be like, don't cry. I don't understand why you're crying, or I understand why you're crying, but I don't know how to help you not be sad. And that's like, so I get it, but then I guess maybe I've learned to be better at that, but also I haven't. Like I can, from a logical standpoint, help someone not be sad. Like I can very logically point out like this is happening and I get it and it's making you upset, but logically this is probably gonna happen after and it's not gonna be that bad, as bad as you think it is. Which is probably mostly not what people want to hear when they're crying. They do not want to hear, oh, this is what's happening, and this is how you don't function. That's not what people want to hear. So yeah, it's a bit, yeah, it's interesting. I don't really get it. Like of course, but that's also, I don't get my own feelings. I don't really feel feelings. I do feel feelings, but I don't know what I'm feeling ever. Like it's always just, I'm feeling something nice. Like I don't know what happiness feels like, and I don't know what sadness feels like. And I feel like I don't have a reaction to either, really. Like I feel something and I'm like, I can feel upset. That's the one feeling that I know I can feel. Or like, not anger really, but like I guess it kind of is anger. Well, I don't think it's anger. I think it's not understanding, and it's making me upset that I don't understand. So I think I'm just upset a lot of the time. I feel like that's just the feeling of not understanding. I feel like that makes something happen in my brain, but I don't really know what. Yeah. Anyway, we should go away from my feelings. This is what I should talk about to my therapist, not to you guys. That's the wrong person. Anyway, now we're doing the red one. Coordinating your mind with your body. Oh, I suck at it. My brain to hand function is like 0. It's like I'm so bad at it. The only thing I've gotten pretty good at over the year now, since I've gone to this acting school, is we throw like staffs a lot and catch them so that you keep like so you're aware of where people are in the room and who has the staff and where and when you're supposed to catch and stuff. So that's like the one thing I'm pretty good at is now is catching a staff. And that's the only thing that I can do brain to hand function. And it took me like half a year to learn that properly. Yeah. So not very good at that. Actually, I kind of really suck at that. And I don't really know. I think you can probably learn that. Like, I think every intelligence is a thing that you can learn up. Like, you can teach your brain to function better in different perspectives. Always. Then there's probably things that you are born better at, and things that your brain is just, maybe it's not even born better. Maybe it's just the way your early childhood like happened to be caused a certain reaction or caused you to be able to think in a certain way. I do not know. Because I'm not a brain scientist. Maybe I should become a brain scientist. I really shouldn't. I'm probably not good enough at school for that. Let's not do that. Yeah. But I think especially like body to like brain to like body function, I think that's definitely something you can teach up, like not easily, but I feel like it's one of the easier ones to practice at least, because it just craves having something that causes, when my brain does this, a body part does this. I think that's something you can learn by basically like starting to dance or so like, and then you can have like when my body or when my brain hears this beat, my body does this, so I can like cause which part of my body. It's like a body control and shit. I think you can learn that for dance and other things, and like video games is one of the big things. Like I can learn brain to hand function by just being like, oh, now I see a person that I'm supposed to shoot, now I'm shooting them, or now that this has happened, it's supposed to click on this thing or this one. Like I feel like that's one of the easier ones to learn like afterwards, like more just specifically learn. Because I feel like, especially like the existential, the purple one, that one would be difficult to learn outside of like knowing it, because it's such a like fluffy. It's a bit vague of what it is. Like, it's just asking questions, basically. I mean, you could get better at asking questions too. That's something you can learn to do. But it would, yeah, just not always taking everything and being like, yeah, I saw that, and I'm gonna keep saying, thinking that's the point. But yeah, I think that's you can definitely keep learning, I guess. Yeah. Find we're doing orange now. Linguistic, finding the right words to express what you mean. You can probably also get better at that by learning a language more into like more. Now I can't find the word I'm looking for. Great that I'm talking about this and I just can't. But like learning a language more in depth. I can't pronounce that apparently for whatever reason. So I think you could probably learn that one too, very like easily, I would say. But also learning a language isn't easy. So like that's like because I know that like English is my second language and I'm not amazing at it. And I've learned English since first grade, I think. No, actually, probably before first grade because we have, I think, before first grade one school thingy before first grade, which is basically not. It's just like I guess we learned like red, apple. These are singular words that you can now say, but have no meaning. Also, I don't actually, but also I didn't really learn English for school. I think I got a basis in school because my English was so incredibly bad until I started playing games with people online. And that's when my English got better. And I think it's because I started actually using what I knew. So I started functioning this language that I probably at some point had learned a bit of. I think I was in 5th grade or something when I started actually like learning English. And I'd been learning English then for like 6 years then. And I couldn't speak English. I couldn't write English. I couldn't do anything in English. And then I got some friends who were playing a lot with people who were speaking English. So since I was playing with those friends who were Swedish, but since their friends weren't, we spoke English, and my English was really bad, but I think I picked it up pretty quickly once I ended up in a situation where I needed to know it. Which I think you can never really learn a language until you need to speak it. Because I also, like, I took German for 4 years in school. Don't know a word in German. Well, I know a few words, but like, I can't function in German. I would never be able to speak in German properly. But I would guess that if I were to move to Germany and live there for like 2 years, that German that I have technically learned would come up and I would pick up the German pretty quickly. In like if I were to have to speak it every day. Probably. If people there spoke German to me, that's also a big problem when since everyone knows English basically. It's a big problem ending up in another country and trying to learn a new language because people, when they see you struggling, will just speak English to you. Because they want to make it easier for you and for them and want to make an understanding. But in a way, you still want to learn the language so it's not fully functioning that way either. But yeah. And then I find it like the right words to express what you mean. Like I could maybe find the right words to express what I mean, but they also need to stay in the same language. That's one of the things I find very interesting. It's like, since I speak both English and Swedish fluently, we'll say fluently, I may sometimes speak English and realize that the Swedish word is exactly what I want. Like, this Swedish word fits exactly what it is I'm meaning, but the Swedish word doesn't have an English, like, the same word doesn't exist in English. Which would mean I would be able to find the right word to express what I mean, but I also need to find the right word that expresses what I mean in the language I'm speaking. Which I find is different. It doesn't say this in the linguistic intelligence here, but I found that to be like an actual big problem. Like, we have a word in Swedish that is lagom. It doesn't have a word in English. It's basically just right. Like, just right is what I would translate that word to. But it's difficult to translate because it doesn't have a word. And it's not really just right, but it is kind of just right. and sometimes it's a word that I would like to use because like most things in Sweden we use that word. Like everything just needs to be like, you don't need to be rich, and as long as you're not like poor, you know, you just gotta be lagom. You gotta be like just right. Just it doesn't have to be. You don't have to have a over amount of anything, because you just need to be enough to be able to like be able to live and be happy and do hobbies, and that's what you need. That's what you should be able to need, and I found that interesting to be like, yeah, but it's also difficult to say. But that's like one of the words that are missing. But then that also happens sometimes when I'm speaking Swedish and I realize an English words fit better. Though most of the time when I'm speaking Swedish and I find an English word fits better, most people around me speak English too. So they will just understand if I use the English word and I can just put that in a sentence. Though that makes the sentence incorrect in Swedish grammar, because I've used a word that doesn't exist. It's just, I've used another language, right? Which is incorrect technically because it's not grammatically correct. But I have found the word. Yeah, whatever. We should skip this one. I feel like this one has too much interpersonal understanding. That's the yellow one. Understanding yourself, what you feel and what you want. That one, I don't think I have much of that. I think that takes a lot of, I guess, searching in yourself and knowing, just learning about yourself. And I think maybe I'm too young to know that yet. I don't know. I mean, I'm not young, but like, maybe I just, because I feel like it takes a while to figure yourself out. No one just knows who they are. Like, I thought I knew who I was when I was 13. But I didn't, because I've changed so much from when I was 13 to now. But I really did think that I knew. Or thought that I knew. So I think the understanding yourself and what you feel and what you want, I think that takes time. And I think it's something that you probably can't just learn from just nothing. But I also think just understanding yourself also is understanding that you're always gonna change, that like change is normal, and that people change, that you change, that it's okay to change. Like, I really thought I knew what my identity was like 4 years ago, and I've gone from that, because I know that's not me anymore, and I stayed in that bubble that I put myself, like I put myself in a box. I saw a box that I felt with at the time, and I was like, yes, this is where I fit. And then I realized I didn't fit there, but I was like, can I take myself out of this box? No, I can't. I'm already here. And I'm like, but then I learned, like, when I got a bit older, like, yeah, you can. Of course you can, because no one stays the same. And it's okay not to stay the same. Why was that? What? Why did it get spammed or stopped? I don't understand. I don't understand why. I don't know what I have for. Oh, thank you. I managed to get the message to show, at least for me. How do I stop it from like warning people? Why does it keep doing this stream? I don't understand. Stop it. Stop it, Nightbot. I don't want you to. Stop it. I don't. Okay. I'm sorry that message got a warning. That was probably, I don't know why it did that. Thank you. Yeah. Where were I? Oh yeah, understanding yourself. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, thank you. The same. You should also. Oh god. Thank you for following. I got scared by that too. Why am I getting scared right now? I don't know what's happening. Also, why didn't that show up on screen? That's supposed to show up on screen. Okay, I need to go through my stream settings. This is what I'm understanding with this stream. I don't know what's right and wrong in this stream. I'm realizing the chat isn't working on the stream. The following isn't working on stream. actually, where's my follower goal? I can't see that either, so I guess that's not working either. And people get like warnings for things that I don't know. I should write this down so that I can look into it when I'm done. This is not. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I have a paper here at least. What did I say? Which things do I have a pen or no? Do I not have a pen? That's great. Yeah, no, I don't need a pen to write. Who needs pens to write? Actually, I'm gonna go look if I have a pen. I'll be right back. I did have a pen in my drawing thing. Here, in my drawing thing. Anyway, what did I say? Follower not showing. Follow not showing. Not showing. Chat not showing. Not moving. What else was a problem? Follower goal not showing. And there was something else. Oh, people get warnings. For nothing. I hope I'll be able to read that later. I probably won't. My dyslexic ass won't be able to do that. Anyway, yeah. Interpersonal. Oh yeah, about understanding yourself and being able to move out of what your understanding of yourself is. I find that to be also I guess that's a part of understanding yourself, but also just understanding that people aren't gonna stay the same and you're not gonna stay the same. Because the thing was also, I for years would put myself in the box and push myself into that one box that I needed to stay in. But I would never stop anyone else from changing. Like if someone else were to be like, oh no, this thing I said like 2 months ago, that's not me anymore. I don't believe that's me anymore. I've learned something new about me. I would have been like, oh yeah, of course, totally. You can change, that's fine. Like people don't stay the same. But I wouldn't have said that same thing to myself. And I went for years and just told myself that I needed to stay in that same box that I had put myself in. But I was like, I was growing older. I was meeting new people. I was figuring myself out. And I think it was very dumb of me to stop that. Try and put myself in a box. I guess that's also a part of understanding yourself, is just understanding that you are never gonna be just the same thing. Understanding what you feel though. Don't know what that's like. I don't remember what feelings are and I don't know how to function that. So we're just gonna, ignore that for now. But yeah. And what I want, wants is also like one of those things that change with time. I don't think most people stay wanting the same thing. I think I have for a long time said I wanted to be an actor, and now I've kind of also again put myself in that box, and I've started I still want to be an actor, but I've started I guess looking at other things that also might be interesting to me. Like I think criminology can be really, really interesting. And I find languages to be very interesting at times. And not just languages, but different cultures that come with different languages. And I find that so interesting. Like, that can be so extremely interesting. So I think I could probably be interested in any of those things too. And I want to learn how to bartend. That's one of the things I really, really want to do. So I don't really know what I'm doing right now. Like right now, of course, I'm going towards my ultimate goal is becoming an actor, but you never know. Like that could change. And that's okay if it changes. Because I've probably learned a lot from wanting to be an actor. Like from going to school for theater and now going to school for film acting. Like I think I've learned a certain people skill maybe. Like I'm socially anxious. Like I'm really socially anxious. But I think I still have a function in how I should take a situation. Like certain situations I can make work because it's just what how that functions, and then I think I've learned a certain just how to make someone else maybe feel like I believe, like if I go to a job interview, I want to look confident. No matter how unconfident I am, I want to look confident, and I think based on learning to act that I can do that. I can make myself people believe that I am feeling something that I am not. I definitely believe I can do that. Especially for a short amount of time, I feel like that's definitely not something that's going to be an issue. And that's going to be great for my life, even if I don't actually end up becoming an actor. So I feel like also like what you want, like it's okay if it changes as long as you keep what you've learned from that. And I feel like, because I feel like everything you want in life, you learn something from. You learn something from everything you do. And just being able to take that and put it into a situation which maybe that's not where it's supposed to be. Like, sure, I know how to talk loudly on a stage because I've done theater. I've learned theater. But maybe I can take that and speak loudly in another situation where people need to listen to me. Or I need, like, if it's in a crisis situation and I need people to hear what I'm saying, I will be able to have that louder voice that can make people hear me no matter what. Like, even if I'm, even if I don't have something to make my voice louder. So I think that can be also, like, I can use that in some other situation than just standing on a stage. And I think that's very interesting, like the need to be able to learn, like, yeah, how to, also the learning how to take something that is put into a situation when you learned it and just put it into another situation. I think that's also a part of learning a specific skill, is being able to not just do this skill in this specific situation. Because it's like, if I learn to run to do a marathon, right? If I learn to run correctly for that, I should also be able to run otherwise, right? Because I don't need to be able to be in a marathon situation to be able to run right. Anyway, because I've learned to run, so I should be able to know how to do that. And I find that to be, so yeah, that's like also an interesting thing that you gotta like put that to the thing. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about now. I have yep. Honestly, my brain has gone and now I don't really remember what I was doing. I remember we started this stream with bubbles. Should we go back to bubbles? Oh, we should not go back to bubbles. Should we? Bubbles? Where's this one? Can I? Bubbles. So who's ready to look at more bubbles? Yeah. This is my bubble company thingy that I'm such smart. I am the bubbles. The bubbles are great. I don't know. Yeah. Also, I've been live I was gonna be live for an hour, and now I've been live for an hour and 48 minutes. I should really not be live anymore. I was gonna stop. Fuck. But now it's like awkward. Let's not stop yet, because why that show? I don't like that that's showing like that. That's annoying me strangely. There we go. It's back. Yeah. Should we look up other like intelligence thingies? What other types of intelligence are there? Or is it always just these 9? They're all the same. I just want intelligence. If I just write intelligences, what happens? What comes up? No, those are the ones that come up. That's quite sad. I don't want that. What is this? This seems fancy. Let's take this one. Yes. That was exactly. Why is my brain not functioning right now? Save image. Yes. Thank you. Okay, I functioned. One thing. I did it. I did something. Good job, me. Okay. We're breathing. We're still here. Okay. Browse. Let's do this one. I don't really know what this one is, but we're putting it up here now because I don't know. Actually, we're just doing that. Also, we're gonna make the paint one go away. There we go. I don't know if you can see what it says on this, but I can read it if I get it to be bigger, which would be preferable. Can I make it bigger? No, not like that. That's not how this thing functions. That's good to know. Can I open it in like in like actually my computer? That would be nice if I can open it to make it bigger, because I just want to be able to see what it says on it. Okay. Okay. Language. Good at in reading and writing. I'm not. I have dyslexia. No, I feel like this is just 9 intelligences again, and we're going through them again because I have nothing better to do. But because this one has specific things. Memorize words and dates. I'm pretty. No, actually, I'm pretty bad at it. Well, I guess, somewhat good at it because acting is a lot of memorizing things. Skillful in oration and perceptive speaking. I don't know what that word is. It's a bit like not so that's Swedish. It's a bit blurry, so I can't really see what it says. Either it's an O or an A in the beginning, and that's the difficulty. So it's either oration or oration, I guess. Either way, yeah, skillful in speaking. I guess I can sometimes be pretty skillful in speaking, I think, but I'm not great at it. Clinic intelligence, and all of these words are a bit blurry, so it's a bit difficult to read, and my dyslexia is not helping. People who are good at physical activities. Not me. I suck at them, mostly because I don't like it, and I should probably learn to do that, but whatever. Good at building and making things. Sometimes I can be pretty good at building and making things. I like building things. I like arts and crafts. Oh, that's also one of the things that I've been like, oh, I might want to be like an architect, because I've learned in Sweden that the architect thing and the actual like math part are different in Sweden. And that's so nice. I love that. Good at sports, not me. Oh, by the way, I'm going from the orange one, and then I was on the purple one now. We're going to the brown one. Interpersonal intelligence. Okay. They're good about people feelings. I'm not good at other people's feelings. Well, I'm good at maybe, I guess I can see sometimes what other people are feeling, but also not really. But I'm really bad at handling other people's feelings, I guess. I'm also bad at handling my own feelings. Yeah. Good at giving advice. I wouldn't say I'm good at giving advice. I'm good at giving specific advice that people don't want to hear. Okay, that sounds bad. But like, I'm good at giving advice that's very logical and very like, okay, you're feeling like this because of this. If we change this, you shouldn't be feeling like this anymore. Which is very logical and very like clinical, I guess. Just like, whoop, we take this away and you feel better. Which isn't what most people want when they're asking for advice. Yeah. Communicate easily with others. Sometimes. But I can also sometimes get very frustrated when people don't listen to me. And then I just shut down and stop communicating. And also I have social anxiety, so I do have a difficulty with the first, like, just getting to know a person. Like, that's difficult for me. So I guess I'm not very good at communicating. Anyway, we're going down to the yellow one. Wow. Interpersonal intelligence. Prefer to work alone. Yes, I would preferably work alone, yes. But also, I'm an actor, so I guess I don't want to work alone. I guess I want to work with a lot of other people who do all the different other parts in the... I've chosen an interesting choice and job, Are good in understanding their own emotions. Oh, I suck at understanding my own emotions. I don't know what emotions are. Well, I know them from a logical and psychological point of view of what an emotion is and why it should come up. Shouldn't be dealing with emotions like that, but that's fine. Have high motivation to reach goals. I mean, I guess I have high goals that I want to reach, goals that are difficult, but I also go around most of the time being like, oh, well, I'm probably never gonna reach that, but I'm trying, but I'm probably never gonna get there, Anyway, we're going up now to the cyan color. I would call that cyan, but we could call it blue because I realized there was no other blue. So we're going blue. and that's the logical mathematical intelligence. Good in math, chess, and computers. I think that I probably could be pretty good in it if I was interested. Like, but then I find a lot of these things. Okay, but first of all, I don't think chess fits into computers and math, because I think chess is a very psychological game, in a way. Like, of course, it's very logical and it has very specific, like, moving patterns and stuff. But also, if you make your opponent believe that you're good, they think you're good no matter, like, if they believe you're good, they're gonna not believe that they can win. And if they don't believe that they can win, they're most likely not gonna win. So it's also like, chess is a very psychological game, and I don't think people see it that way. Ever. Which is also, like, a thing, of course, that I don't. Which is, of course, if I were to play chess, like, over the computer, where the other person isn't gonna see me or be able to talk to me, it becomes a game entirely based on where I move my thing. But if I were to sit in person with another person playing like a board of chess, I think it's very psychological and a totally different way of thinking. I think you have to be able to play in a totally different way than if you're just playing, just like doing the moves. And I think I could be better at math if I had teachers that made me enjoy math, because I think I find math boring now because I've had teachers who have destroyed math for me. Because I found math really interesting when I was a child, like really young child. I found all of the math things very interesting, but then something happened and it just wasn't fun anymore because I didn't get to learn in a way that made it fun for me. And I find certain parts of computers I understand very well, and it's the part of computers that I've done and researched because I think it's fun. So I think I can be pretty good logically in all of these things, depending on the situation. Like, I've won a lot of chess games, and I suck at chess, but I think that's legitimately because I've psychologically made someone believe that they can't win. And that's why I've won. Because I don't actually know anything. So I think that's also different. Yeah. Usually learn better by analyzing things. I mean, you need to analyze everything. Everything is analyzed, no matter if you do it. If you think you're not analyzing, you are analyzing. Because just by me looking at something, I'm analyzing what's gonna happen. Even if I do it subconsciously, everything is analyzed. So I guess I do learn better by analyzing things. I know I learn better also, but I also learn better by talking to someone else and trying to have them tell me what they think and what I think, and or having them tell me what they think so I can tell them what I think, and we can make a put together situation out of that. Good with numbers. I suck at numbers, but I'm also dyslexic, so things move a lot. Not great always. Numbers aren't really my thing, I guess. Yeah, no. Musical intelligence. That's the red one, so we're moving down a step. Higher sensibility sound. I mean, I get really annoyed at sounds. Like, I hear a lot more sounds than most people do. It's like one of my annoyances. I hear a lot of fans and stuff that people don't realize, and then I just hear a fan and I'm like, there's been a fan going for the last 10 minutes and it's annoying me and I can't focus on anything else. That's annoying. So I guess but then I don't understand sounds very well, but I guess I hear a lot of sounds that many people maybe don't hear. Enjoy listening to music. I do. I enjoy listening to music a lot, and I enjoy listening to music and trying to understand, like, certain music, like notes and stuff can cause you to feel an emotion, and I find that very interesting. How, like, a person may feel an emotion from just sound. That's very interesting to me. So that I find that's interesting. But then also, who doesn't enjoy listening to music? I mean, I guess there's people who don't enjoy listening to music. But yeah, music is nice. About music, is my music still on for this? Yes, we still have music. I don't know how loud it is because I don't. Yeah, whatever. Easily learn how to play an instrument. Oh no, definitely not. I suck at learning how to play instruments. But I also think I feel like I need to learn it faster than it's logical, so I never learn it. But, you know, maybe I should start trying to learn an instrument again. I really wanted to learn piano for a while, and guitar too. I did do violin for 2 years. And my teachers told me I was good, and my parents told me I was good, but I was like, I can hear myself play. It sounds awful. But I also understood now from, like, I was very young at that point, and I was like, well, I can hear that it's not good. You guys are lying to me. But now I've also understood that maybe I was good, like, for the time that I had practiced. Like, I wasn't good, but I was good for that time frame of practice that I would have had. Which isn't, maybe, yeah, you know. Oh, you're back, hi. Yeah, I'm randomly going through, yeah, shrinking things. Now I'm randomly going through intelligences and stuff, and why I think I don't fit into things, and why I don't know why I'm doing this either. It's really like I'm having a therapy situation, but I'm not, because I'm just like very logical about it too, because why wouldn't I be? Yeah. I'm great at this. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Naturalistic intelligence, that's a green one. I also, you can't really see it on stream, and I can't really see it because I have another thing open and it's so blurry that I can barely read what it says, but I'm still reading it. High sensitive to nature and the place within. The place within? The peace within? Place within. How tall am I? Oh god, I think, do you want it in centimeters or feet? Because I can give you it in centimeters easily. Feet, I might have to Google. I'm 162 centimeters, and I think that's 5'3" in feet, I think, but I'm not sure. You shouldn't take me seriously on that, but I feel like I've Googled it before, and I feel like that's what I remember it being. I don't know about this high sensitivity in nature and finding the peace within whatever this is. I don't think I do that. I mean, I guess I like nature and I understand the logical need for nature. And my father's a biologist, so I feel like I've spent a lot of time in nature and stuff. And I find nature to be very calming and very, like, to be able to separate myself from people. Like, just going into a forest and just being alone in a forest can be so nice, as long as it's light outside, otherwise it becomes creepy real quick. But yeah, so I don't know if that's like a thing. Enjoy activities outside. I mean, I enjoy certain activities outside, I don't enjoy all activities outside. And it all depends on the people I'm with, mostly. Because a lot of things outside just becomes boring when you're with certain people, and it becomes not good when you're with other people. I don't know. Are good at interacting with animals. I mean, sometimes. I'm also allergic to a lot of animals, but, you know, allergies are not like most people who have allergies, I am under the impression that if I'm not dying, I'm fine. like I'm allergic to, like, animal fur, whatever, a lot of the time. A lot of animals' fur and stuff I'm allergic to. But, see, the thing is, I just get a difficulty breathing. I don't stop breathing. So therefore, I'm fine. This is how I see it. It's the same with, like, I'm allergic to tomatoes. I get a difficulty breathing, but I'm not dying. Like, I can't still breathe. It's just more difficult. Therefore, it's fine. This is what I'm understanding from, yeah. We're gonna move on to visual intelligence, which is the pink one. Wow, I'm great at coming up with words. Good at visualizing and mentally manipulating objects. I mean, yeah, I can spin an object in my mind. Like, if I see an object over there, I can spin it and see the back of it if I wanted to. So I guess I'm pretty good at manipulating it. Have good sense of direction. Oh, I suck at direction. Direction is not even something we should talk about. Like, I die. Like, direction, someone give me a direction and I'm gonna be like, huh? Unless I've been, like, someone can tell me, go to this place that you've been before, and I'm gonna be great. Someone tells me, oh, go right, and I'm gonna be like, which way is right? So no. Strong visual memory. No, I think I have a really bad visual memory, probably. I don't think I remember things very well. I don't think so, at least, but I don't know. It was a long time ago I played memory, so I don't know. But that, is it called memory in English too? Heter det memory på svenska? What is it? Well, now I started speaking Swedish. Stop. Shush. I need to stop doing that. I need to stick to one language. Stick to English. Stick to English. You're good at this. Stick to English. Memory. Heter det memory? Is it called memory in Swedish? Wow. Memory. Yeah, I think it's called memory in Swedish. Is it called memory in English? Now we're gonna Google memory and see if we will get it up. Memory. I just get a bunch of brain pictures. Memory game? Memory game. Yeah, I guess it's called memory. Yeah, I think it's called memory in English too. Yeah, now I've gone through all of this again. Should we go back to the paint one? Where's this one? Remove. Yes. Yeah, this is my bubble thing. Can I remain in, because this one's wrong? There we go. Yeah. This is my bubble idea. It happened because I started the stream by blowing bubbles. I'm very good at moving to a different thing that I'm not supposed to be talking about. I'm also seeing the time just tick up, remembering that I was only gonna stream for an hour. And now seeing that it's 2, I'm gonna keep streaming, because if you've already gone overtime, why not keep going overtime, you know? That makes all the sense in the world. It's like when you're late. If you're late 1 minute, you can be late 5 minutes. So, because it doesn't really matter at that point, that amount of time doesn't matter. Though if it's between like being directly on time and being 1 minute late, it's like a big difference. So I always find, you know, once you've started going over the time you're supposed to, just keep going. Like, who's gonna stop you, you know? I should stop myself, because I know this is not mentally good for me to be, because I'm gonna stress myself out about this later. But that's fine. And also I have things that I need to fix about my chat and things, because I realized that if I can still read that, but I realized I had problems because I didn't look through my thing. Also, I really need to go to the bathroom because I drank a lot of coffee now. You know, I don't think I've been to the bathroom today. Have I? I don't think I've gone to the toilet today. Probably should have done that. Did I not go this morning? I usually have my morning evening time. I guess I didn't do that. I should really go. But whatever, I'm not doing that. Now I'm doing this. Yes. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Maybe I should stop. Should I do that? I should stop. I said I was gonna stream for an hour, and I've been streaming for 2. I should stop. This is me taking responsibility of my life and my need for things to function the way they do. Yeah, I'm gonna stop for a minute, you know? Calm down. Yeah, I'm gonna say bye. That sounds logical. Yeah, let's do that. I hope people who are here or were here have enjoyed the stream, and whatever rambling I've done up today, which has been a lot of political things for whatever reason. I don't really know why it became so political, but I guess it did. So yeah. Maybe I should start learning a language on stream. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? This is not what I was doing. I was ending stream. Anyway, maybe I should write that down. Wait, I'm gonna write that down. Then I'm ending stream. Otherwise I'm gonna forget this. Learn language. That's not how you spell language. I'll figure out a language that can be interesting to learn on stream. Or maybe I'll keep going with one of the languages I've already started learning and haven't come very far in. That could be interesting. Yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed the stream, please follow and whatever you do, you know, check out my other social medias. I can do the thing, right? If I can spell socials. Wow, look at me, I spelled it correct. Yeah, there's all my social medias and stuff of different things, I think. I believe. I just haven't checked that either. I'm gonna write that down, check socials, because check that that's also the right things. Socials. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, I think I have one that does this. Do I do, wow. So good. I have things planned out, I guess. Yeah, well, goodbye. I'm 1 hour and 10 minutes over the time I was gonna stop, so, you know. But anyway, hope you had a good time here, and yeah, bye-bye.